Tonight you're eating noodles, 92 cents a pack. You feel broke. Let's test that. Same you, empty pockets, but we're going backwards through history. By the end, you'll look at those noodles differently. Part 1. Rome, 2,000 years ago. You live on the top floor of a wooden apartment block. The higher the floor, the cheaper, so you're all the way up. No kitchen, no water. Water's 7 flights down, shared with 200 neighbors. And the building is kindling. Rome burned constantly, and the people up top? They didn't escape. They died in their rooms, trapped above the fire. That's what you sleep on every night. But you don't starve. The state hands out free grain. You line up with 200,000 others, grind it yourself, bake it on a public oven you wait an hour to use. A sack of grain, a shared oven, and a room that could cremate you in your sleep. That was poor in Rome. And this was the good part. Wait until Rome falls. Part 2. The Middle Ages. It's 1315. You're a peasant and it's rained for 2 months straight. The wheat is rotting. This is the Great Famine. 1 in 10 people in Northern Europe will be dead before it ends. Your bread is black now. Rye, bark, sometimes sawdust. And it isn't even yours. A tenth goes to the church, another cut to the Lord. You keep the scraps and pray over them. Prayer's the only insurance product available. Life expectancy? Your 30s. You're 28 and your back is already broken. Black bread, a dead harvest, and a prayer. That was poor in the Middle Ages. It gets better. It just takes 500 years. Part 3. Victorian London, 1842. There's a safety net now, and they built it to be worse than poverty on purpose. It's called the workhouse. At the gate, they split your family. Husbands one wing, wives another, children a third. You pick apart tar-soaked rope until your fingers bleed, 10 hours a day, for a bowl of gruel. Outside, girls make matches with white phosphorus. It rots their jawbones alive. They had a name for it, Fossy Jaw. This is the era that invented the deserving poor. Prove you deserve help, and we'll make sure you never dare ask again. A uniform, bleeding fingers, and a rotting jaw. That was poor in Victorian London. Hold your noodles tighter, we're almost home. Part 4. The Great Depression, 1933. 1 in 4 workers has no job. You stand in a breadline that wraps the block, coffee and a roll once a day. Bread costs 7 cents, and some days you don't have 7 cents. Your neighborhood is shacks built from crates and car doors. They call it a Hooverville. But something's shifting. People are angry enough to change the rules. Pensions, unemployment insurance, bank protection. The net you live under today? This is the decade it gets woven. A breadline, a shack of car doors, and 7 cents you don't have. That was poor in the Depression. Which brings us back to you, and those noodles. Part 5. Today. You're holding a device more powerful than the computers that landed men on the moon. Your water is clean. Your fridge is cold. Smallpox, which killed 300 million people last century, you'll never meet it. It's gone. In 1820, 8 out of 10 humans lived in extreme poverty. Today, fewer than 1 in 10. Global life expectancy doubled in a single century. Being poor today is real. The stress is real. The math at the kitchen table is real, but you're playing the hardest game in history on its easiest setting yet. The Roman waited in line for grain. The peasant prayed over black bread. The workhouse served gruel. The breadline served coffee and a roll. And tonight, you've got hot water, a roof that isn't tar paper, and noodles in 3 minutes. The line has moved. It always moves. Slowly, unevenly, unfairly, but in one direction. Being poor at every point in history has one constant. It ends. Your turn is coming. Eat up.